If you clicked on this video, you're either in your 20s or you just need some advice, or you're in the loophole of basically going through all the different life motivational videos. And if that's you, go ahead and stay tuned. I'm Rachel. Nice to meet you. I am 26 years old, turning 27 in next month. And here's a couple things that I learned in my 20s. This is applicable for a lot of other people, but these are definitely the things that I learned in the last 5 to 6 years of living in my 20s. First thing I'll start off is my career path. Your career path is never going to be a straight line. Just to tell you a little bit of my background, I was a teacher for literally a few months until I realized I don't want to do this anymore. I went through grad school just to get my master's in teaching, and I realized that this wasn't the right path for me. And I don't think that's something that I need to be ashamed of, in which I did feel ashamed when I did leave the job. But I think beyond that, I have learned so many different ways on how I could pivot into my career, and knowing that even now I'm pivoting into a different kind of career that I didn't expect many years ago. I think in our 20s, we are pressured a lot, especially right after high school, to not only go to a great college and after find a perfect job that you'll stay for a few years and promote up. I don't think that's really the case now, and you can see that there are so many people having a hard time finding jobs, and the job market is honestly actual shit. I almost feel like nowadays it's important to just be a key player and know how to do everything. And I don't mean you need to know how to code, you need to know how to do this, you need to know how to be a manager, but you need some sort of skill sets where it could be transferable in many different fields, whether it's tech, healthcare, government, whatever it may be. I've definitely seen some of my coworkers who come straight out of college and find the quote-unquote dream job, but I think a lot of times it can get a little disappointing, and sometimes you don't really know what that dream job is until you start hopping other jobs as well. And number 2 is confidence comes from doing things rather than being ready. And I harp on this on myself so many times. I always feel nervous with anything that I'm starting new. But my mom always told me, starting is just halfway. You're already there by just starting. It does not mean you need to be the loudest person in the room, but it just means that showing confidence through your body language, through the way you speak, will go miles on how other people perceive you. Again, not everything is about how people perceive you. It is important to be yourself, but the confidence does seep through, and it will be able to be advantageous in the future. Now, pivoting to number 3, friendships take a lot more intention, especially as we get busier. Now, with any relationship, I think friendship, when you are a student, it's a lot easier to make time to meet with them, especially if you live on campus or you live nearby them. But once you do live off campus or you now graduate, you're not going to see that friend that often. I have a couple friends who live out of state, and it's a lot harder to kind of reach out to them. And I think when it comes to friendship, it's really important to have that intention. Be intentional about what time you'll meet or when you'll meet with them. Now, again, not every friendship is like this. Sometimes some friends can meet up every 2 to 3 years and catch up like nothing ever happened, and you could get right back on track. But I think with some friendships as well, it's important to check on them and see how they're doing, just so that it shows you that you care. And on that note, all friendships will not last. The friendships that you have made through college, the friendships you have made through work, sometimes environmentally, when you're not in the same place, it's harder to meet up with them. It's harder to have that same feelings. And I think it's important just to be grounded and just be in the same terms as much as you can. I've definitely had a friendship where she felt like I wasn't doing enough. And oppositely, I felt like she wasn't doing enough in the friendship, and it ended up pretty sour. So keeping that in mind, I think I never wanted to make any enemies, and there's no harsh feelings, but I think ultimately sometimes friendships have an expiration date, kind of like relationships. Number 4 is quite a generic one, but I wanted to say this so I could remind myself as well. Happiness happens with ordinary moments, not just big milestones. Especially when we're in our early 20s and also in our late teens, we think about big milestones, graduating high school, and then later on going into the college, graduating college, and then getting your first job. All of that happens in a matter of a few years. Especially because now I'm in my late 20s, I think about all the ordinary moments that make me happy. Sometimes it's just going on a walk after work. Sometimes it's picking up a hobby after work because you want to try something new. It doesn't always require money. It doesn't always require big things and major events to bring happiness and bring you purpose in life. The real purpose behind life is just thinking about the ordinary moments that make you happy. Waking up in the morning and making your favorite matcha, or waking up in the morning and going for a walk with your dog. All of these small ordinary moments and all of these things that bring us gratitude are always going to help you remind yourself of how life is great. There are moments in life that are going to have their ups and downs, but just remember these small moments that bring you peace and happiness. Number 5, and the last one I want to say, is setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. And I say this because I come from a Korean American family where sometimes boundaries are crossed and sometimes that respect for elders is huge. And especially in the Asian culture, respect for elders or anyone who is an older person than me in the family is definitely a very important thing. However, besides from the cultural values, setting boundaries when it comes to family or when it comes to your relationship or friendship or coworkers is an extremely important skill that you can learn in your 20s so that you at least hold that little barrier in the beginning and later on you can always knock it down. It's always kind of like the idea of be a little bit more strict and you can be a little loose later. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you are rejecting the person. It doesn't mean that you are telling them no. It means you are respecting your time, your space, and your mindset as well. If something is stressing you out, or a family member always brings up this certain topic that stresses you out, or a friend who is toxic most of her life and you've been friends with her through college, you're still with her, either, again, set that boundaries where you feel like this isn't a good conversation to have, or just eliminate some of the time that you can so it can eliminate some of that stress for yourself as well. Again, your time is very, very valuable. And in my 20s, I learned that setting boundaries doesn't make me a mean person. Of course, I want to be nice as much as I can, but setting boundaries and making sure that I stand my ground firm and that, again, nobody will be taking over my space if they are not allowed to. I hope this video helped you on how you can think about your life. And if you're in your 20s and still figuring it out, that's okay. I'm still figuring it out as well. So please feel free to follow if you are interested in my content. This is the first video that I've done when it comes to life advice. So if you're interested, I'll definitely make more, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.